Hey everyone, it's Argonath here from Return of the Fan. Well. Looks like Eternals has opened to a pretty decent opening domestically in the US. So let's have a look about this. Got an article here on Bounding into Comics. So Eternals takes the top spot, unseats Shang-Chi as the third worst opening weekend for an MCU film. So remember, this movie is not being released on streaming at the same time. So to see it early, you have to see it in the cinema. So Marvel Studios' latest entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe took top spot at the box office with an opening weekend of 71 million. So that's pretty decent. It's not a flop or yet, that's for sure. While the film unseated June from the top spot with its 71 million opening weekend debut, it underperformed box office predictions and had one of the worst opening weekends in Marvel Cinematic Universe history. Ooh, so it hasn't been a flop, but it hasn't been anywhere near probably what Marvel actually want it to be. Remember, Bond opened domestically about, was it 90 million, something like that, in the US. So, the numbers featured two box office predictions for the film. It underperformed both predictions. First, the box office tracking website predicted the film would earn 74.4 million based on a model created on opening weekend for similar movies. Secondly, they used the film's Thursday preview box office to extrapolate to the entire weekend. That model predicted the film would gross 78.8 million. So it got pretty close. I mean, 71 million, it's just reasonably close to 78 million, so it's not that bad. Not only did Eternals underperform the predictions from the numbers, it also underperformed predictions from Box Office Pro. Box Office Pro originally projected the film would have an opening weekend between 80 million and 102 million. However, they significantly adjusted their prediction range to be between 67 and 92 million at the end of October. And do you know why? That was because a lot of the critics, especially on Rotten Tomatoes, panned the movie. So I think it's got a Rotten Tomatoes score of about well below 60. I think it's maybe even 50% now. So it hasn't been well received by the critics, which is really strange because the movie is set up to be exactly what these critics are looking for. Diverse, got homosexuality in it. I think it's got a non-binary person in it, mix of males and females. So it checks all of the left-wing social justice warrior tick boxes, right? So the critics really should have loved this particular movie, but it sounds like that they went more for the diversity and inclusion angle than coming up with an actually good story. But in saying that, a lot of people have been to see it, so maybe they didn't read all the reviews beforehand. With 71 million opening weekend, Eternals took the third worst opening weekend spot for MCU from Shang-Chi. The worst opening weekend belongs to Ant-Man, and I think the second one is the Incredible Hulk. Even if adjusted for inflation, it still ends up being roughly about the same. Despite the Eternals' underperforming box office estimates, it's possible the film could have some legs. Shang-Chi, The Legend of Ten Rings previously held the spot for the third worst opening weekend for an MCU film when it debuted back in September. The film, so Shang-Chi, has moved up the charts with a total haul of North American theatres of 223.7 million and a worldwide gross of 417.8 million. So I got that one completely wrong. I didn't think Shang-Chi would do as well as it has done. So congrats to Shang-Chi. You proved me wrong on that one. So well done. I think it might have even grossed enough to earn its money back. But with Eternals, it's got a budget of 200 million. Now remember, the kind of the rough rule of thumb, which is generally held to be correct, is that you need to multiply the budget by about 2.5 to actually break even and start earning money. So that means that Eternals has to get over $500 million to actually start earning money, right? To pay back all its costs and marketing costs and take into account the cut that theatres take and so on. And also, it's not being shown in areas like Middle East and so on, who have taken exception to the homosexual and sexuality elements of the movie. I don't know. I mean, that's them. I don't agree with that, but you know, we can't control what other countries decide to do. And I don't think it has a China opening, and it's probably not going to get a China opening either. So that's going to really hurt this film. Not the Middle East stuff, that's a pretty small market, but China opening is going to really hurt this film if it doesn't actually open in China. So yeah, it's going to make it tough to earn its money back. I mean, Shang-Chi is only at 417.8 million. And don't forget that the following weekend, we have the big Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I'm predicting to do really, really well, because it sounds like a fun and entertaining movie for the fans of Ghostbusters and for new people to the franchise alike. So I think Ghostbusters is going to have a big effect on the Eternals box office as well. Anyway, let me know what you think. Are you pleased with the initial weekend haul for Eternals? Do you think it's going to be able to make its money? Will it cross the $500 million mark and start to earn its money back? Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'd love to know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, you're welcome to give me a thumbs down. And if you like my content, please subscribe, as it helps YouTube to notice my content. And hopefully I'll catch you in the next video.